Hi guys, this is Chantel, and today my plan is to plant sweet potatoes. Will it happen? I'm not sure, but that's what I'm going to try doing. So right behind me over here, I have this new raised bed. We got this to put our chicks in for dual purpose. So we got it first to put our chicks in, and then once the chicks grew big enough, then the plan was to bring this over here. I finally was able to bring this over here, and today I'm going to try to plant it with some sweet potatoes. Now I have a lot of sweet potato slips, but I thought having this over here as a centerpiece sort of in this area would look beautiful, and having the sweet potatoes drape over and flower, that would also look very beautiful, because sweet potatoes are sort of vining. They kind of grow along the ground, and once a leaf node touches the soil, it puts out roots into the soil. So I want to plant some sweet potatoes, and I'm thinking also maybe some zinnias in the back to kind of have a beautiful look, and also have some practical use out of this, because I want food. And actually also today I want to be harvesting some stuff, and I might put that in the same video, I might not, I don't know. If not, I'll just make a new video and showing all the harvest that I got from here, if it's worth anything. So what you saw me do at the beginning is I had these compacted soil, or expandable soil, whatever you want to call it, and this is used for potting soil. But I don't have a raised bed mix, and but I do have some soil, like regular dirt, and I wanted to mix it with something that's light, because this is not a raised bed that's touching the ground. So I added one of these. I think one should be enough. I still have to add some water to it, because half of it is still not expanded yet. It said you should add about 4.5 gallons of water, I think 4.23 gallons of water, but I think I might have even added more than that, and still needs more water. This is made of 100% coconut coir, or coir, I don't know how, coir, I think, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. So it's not peat moss, it's coconut coir, if that's how you pronounce it. And this kind of adds, by mixing it into just regular dirt or soil, whatever you want to call it, that gives it a little bit of fluff. And I might add in there some perlite if I have any. If not, I think this should be enough. And I could add a little bit of the compost that I got in there and mix it in. I also have some of the chicken manure that the chickens left in here, along with some wood chips, so that should add a little bit of some biomaterial. I might even just find some earthworms and put them in there whenever I'm working out in the garden, and see if I see an earthworm, I'll just throw it in there. And just treat it as I treat my raised beds, and I'll just add more organic material as time goes by. So I'm just going to keep filling this raised bed right now with some soil, and then after that I have some sweet potato slips that I bought from Johnny's Select Seeds. I got the Covington. I think the Covington are the white sweet potatoes with the white flesh with a red skin, and the what's the other one? I don't know. I have two types of sweet potato. One is your regular average orange sweet potato, and the other one is the white with white flesh with the red skin, and that's my favorite personally. So that's what I'm gonna try to plant. I'm going to plant the white fleshed one today. Not all of them, obviously. I bought like 25 slips of each, so I don't know how many I can fit in there. We'll see. So over here I have some back topsoil that I'm going to be adding into the bed with the coconut coir. this is what I have right now. I think I'm going to add one more bag of topsoil, and instead of adding perlite or anything like that, I'm just going to add another bag of a potting soil, and that would have all the things that I think I would need to have this bed be like I need it to be. Now this soil here smells like a swamp because we've been having so much rain, and it's just sitting out in the rain and it doesn't have the chance to dry out. Oh, it smells nasty. So I'm not gonna touch it with my hands. But I'm gonna mix everything right now, and then I'll add some more soil, and then I'll bring in the potting mix in here as well. And the topsoil was about almost $2 a bag, and the coconut coir, I think it was $4. I'm not sure, I forgot. Or it might have been $2 too. I forgot. Potting soil, that would be the most expensive stuff. And I also have over here some wood chips and some chicken manure, and that's going to add a little bit of nitrogen in here from the chicken manure. And the wood chips are going to decompose and add whatever nutrients they have in them to add. Now coconut coir has a pH of between 6 to 6.7, and sweet potatoes like a more acidic soil, like between 6 and 6.5, I think. I could be wrong on the numbers, but I do know that they do like a slightly acidic soil. If I notice any sign of chlorosis or anything, I'll just add some soil acidifier. But I do have some organic fertilizers over here next to me that I will be showing you guys just in a minute. So I'm digging all the way down so you can see, because if I don't, nothing is going to get mixed. Because I have layers, it's like spaghetti, and since I don't have any worms in here that are going to help with breaking down stuff, I need to kind of mix in everything myself. So I just finished mixing them. You can see here, I put on the gloves because I don't want to touch it with my hands. That's the mix. It's very wet, but it's pretty good. And I ended up adding only 2 bags of topsoil. So now I'm going to be adding this organic potting mix to this mix, and then mix it again. I don't think I need more. If I see that it's going to go down again, I'll just add another bag, I think, of potting mix. I don't think I need to add more topsoil, because I don't want to condense this, because this is sort of like a pot. It's not really a raised bed per se, it's not on, because it's not on the ground, it's not touching the surface of the ground, so you don't have that activity of a lot of the beneficial bacteria and the worms and all that stuff. So because of that, it is going to compact even more, and so I need to be careful how to treat it, and I will be adding as much organic material as I can to it. I'm just going to set this aside, and then I'm going to talk to you right now about what sweet potatoes need to grow big tubers, and then I'm going to mix this, and then we are going to plant them. Sweet potatoes, because they are a root vegetables, you don't want to give them a lot of nitrogen. Now nitrogen is responsible for the leafy growth of vegetables and, you know, all plants, but you don't want to have them focus on the nitrogen, because when they on growing their leaves, because when they do focus on growing their leaves, they are not focused on growing their roots or their tubers. And sweet potatoes are a root vegetable, you want to give them some nutrients that help them grow the tubers. And you also want a loose soil, and this is why I was mixing in the coir in there and the wood chips and adding the potting mix, because the looser the soil, the easier it is for any type of potato and any type of root vegetable to grow bigger roots for you. So the first thing I'm going to be adding in with this mix is bone meal. Now, bone meal is great for fruit production, and the tubers are fruits also. You can consider them as the fruit, and it's also great for any types of bulbing plants and root plants like onions and tulips and all these things. So and potatoes as well. And bone meal has, in this bone meal that I have right now, it has 4% nitrogen, and it has phosphate 12% and calcium 12%. Phosphate is going to help with that root development, and so I'm not entirely confident what calcium does, but I will be doing more research on that in the future. But I do know that phosphate helps in root development and also in growing those tubers, because you know that, again, sweet potatoes are mainly roots. Another thing that I have over here is, I don't know if I can pronounce it right, langbeinite. There it is. It's an all-natural fertilizer. It has soluble potash and magnesium and sulfur. Potash is at 22%, magnesium at 10%, and sulfur at 22%. Now, sulfur is going to add to acidify the soil a little bit for me, and that's great because sweet potatoes, again, like I said, like a slightly acidic soil. And the magnesium and the potash are going to be great for developing these roots and preventing them from rotting, and also for the leaf development as well, to create a healthy leaf and healthy roots. It's mainly for roots also. So I got this because I really wanted to treat my asparagus. Now, as I said in one of my earlier videos, asparagus likes more of a neutral soil, but this is going to help the root development of the asparagus. Back to the sweet potatoes, this is going to be great also. So no, you don't want to add too much fertilizer, because if you add too much fertilizer, you risk killing your plants. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of each, and you can follow the direction on the fertilizers that you are adding, whatever fertilizer you choose to add to your sweet potatoes. And then a little bit later, after they develop some roots, I'm going to be, maybe in a couple weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to be coming back and just adding an organic all-purpose fertilizer that is not high on nitrogen. That bird scared me. But more focused on the root development again. They do need some nitrogen, obviously, because they do have leaves and you do want to feed those leaves. But again, you don't want to focus too much on the nitrogen. Hi baby, I love you. I love you. So if I hold this potting mix close to you, you could see it still has some organic material in it. I see some pieces of wood and some leaf material. It also has I keep confusing them. I'm not sure whether perlite or vermiculite. I think it could be, I don't know what they put in here, but one of I don't know which is which. Perlite or vermiculite is responsible for water retention. Basically one is responsible for water retention and one is responsible for water drainage, and or helping with drainage. So either way, I think this is going to be good, and I'm going to mix this now with the rest of the soil in here that we have already, and I think this is going to make a wonderful mix for the sweet potatoes. Actually, before I do that, I take it back. I'm going to add in the fertilizer and then mix. So I have here the bone meal. I'm just gonna sprinkle it at the surface over here. Whoops. Okay. And that's also going to help the zinnias as well, because zinnias are going to want to focus on their blooms. That's what you want them to focus on, and they're going to look beautiful for me. Now I'm going to add the langbonite. Is that how you say it? Langbonite? All these complicated names. Who invented them? Who made this? Down to earth. Okay, so this is down to earth. This is a new product for me. I've never tried this before. First time. Okay, come on. I need scissors.
It's not scissors.
No, it's not scissors, but it works.
It does work.
See that? Okay, I'm just gonna sprinkle as well. I thought I brought. Oh, can you please catch that? Thank you. All right, I'm not gonna put too much. Just a little sprinkle. My gloves are in the way. Don't step on the knife. This makes me feel good. It's like I'm back into creating recipes again. I've been so busy with the garden. I haven't.
Reminds you of cooking?
Yeah. I haven't been able to create new recipes for you guys. I'll get back to it in the winter.
It's a plant recipe.
Uh-huh. It's a soil recipe.
For plant food.
Yeah. Look at it now. I think this is great soil. It's fluffy. It's not compacted. And I just mixed it really well, or as well as I could. And look, the bed is full. I mean, I have maybe about 2 inches over here, and I think that's great. Again, if it does compact in the future, I'll just add some more potting soil into it and some more organic material. So these are my sweet potato slips over here, and I have them in a cup of water, and I've had them maybe for about a week, I think, and I change their water either every day or every other day, depending on how the water looks like. And when you first get them, they come in like wrapped in a paper, and you want to put them immediately in the water. And after I put them in the water, you're going to see some dead after a while, so you're just going to pull out those dead leaves and such. Hi, Habubi. And they look great right now. Look at them. It's like a bouquet of sweet potatoes. And I love the leaf. I love the leaf of sweet potatoes. I find it very beautiful. And these bloom purple. So not only they're edible, but they're also beautiful. And if you want, you could use them in your landscaping as well. So this is the, oh, okay, so I guess I was wrong. Ogmarasaki, not Covington. The Covington is the orange one. This is the... Okay, this is the white one over here. White fleshed one with the red skin. So again, it comes in 25 slips. And when you soak them in water, when they first come, they don't have a big root system. So when you do soak them in water, they start to develop their root system. And that would make them better for when the time comes to plant. And you can see over here, let me just bring this closer. So you can see here that every node has roots on it, and these nodes are also going to develop the sweet potatoes. So what you can do is you can remove some of the leaves, the top leaves, and then bury the sweet potato deep into the ground up to this leaf over here, and you can see this one is also trying to develop some roots. Some of them have even roots over the surface of the water. I'm going to bury them up to here, and you have to plant sweet potatoes about 12 to 18 inches apart in rows that are 3 feet apart. So the plants themselves in one row would be 12 to 18 inches apart, and between the rows you want to have 3 feet. And the reason for that is because sweet potatoes, they crawl, and so as they crawl they need that space. You don't want them to overcrowd each other, and so you want the plant to get sunlight and to breathe. And also some of them are going to set roots into the soil, and those roots might create more tubers for you. Because these are in a raised bed, I'm going to cram them a little bit more than I just told you. But if you are planting these in a ground situation, that's what you would do. Over here, this raised bed I believe is 2 by 4 feet, and I'm going to be putting one sweet potato here and one over here, and then the back row is going to be for the zinnias. So they'll just come out the sides and stuff, and I just want it to also look pretty. I'm not going to be planting all the sweet potatoes in here, but I'm going to plant as much as I can. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space of dirt around the sweet potato, and I'm going to bury it as deep as I can. This bed is not super deep, but I'm going to try to get it as deep as I can. The soil is so fluffy. There we go. And I do want some soil at the bottom. I don't want it to be touching the bottom of the raised bed. There we go. Okay, now this is going to be about 18 inches apart from each other. And then in the back, yeah, that should be enough for the zinnias, I think. If I find that it is getting low, I'll just come back and I'll add a little bit more topsoil. What you can do is also, you can lean the plant sort of like that and plant it this way, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to take space away from each plant. I'll just let them do whatever they want over here. Looks beautiful already. So in this bed that desperately needs weeding, I also have some purple prince zinnia that are growing over here. And I was thinking, instead of planting seeds over there, I could just thin these seedlings and transplant the ones that I take out and put them in the bed, because I do need some of the seeds for my butterfly garden and I don't have a lot of those seeds. So let's see if I can do this very gently without hurting the plant. Maybe pulling it is the wrong thing. Let's see. Yay, I did it. Look, see? Alright, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, I can pull these two out over here. I'm gonna leave the good ones in here. Oh no, I broke that one. That's alright. I had my gloves. Here, let me just dig with my hand over here. You guys didn't see what happened. Here, we'll try again. There. Alright, so that one is dug. Oh. And uh-oh. Don't die. You're gonna make it. You are going to make it. Okay? I order you. Alright. So I'm just taking the weaker ones because these are already established. And then if I come back the next day and I see that they're dead, I'll just plant some seeds. If I had my hori knife, that would have been great for this. I didn't think to bring it. Oh man, look how many over here. Okay, let's put you aside. There we go. Go back in your place. And you guys too. There we go. I got you. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see how many seedlings I got. Let's see. So with zinnias, you can plant them every 6 to 8 inches. So I have one. I think I have more than I need. Uh-oh. Don't break. It's approximate. This is not exact measurements. I can fill it up a little more than 6 to 8 inches. I'll be a little more generous. Since these are pulled out of the ground, I should give them a little more, crowd them a little more, just in case if some of them don't make it. Like this one I don't think is going to make it, so I'm just going to put this one right next to it over here. And this one also is not going to make it, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay, let's push this here. This way. There. This might make it. This I don't think is going to make it, but I'll just plant it right next to it. Alright, I think this should be good. So, just going to poke a little hole, the seedling in, kind of about where it was, just like that. And I'm going to do the same for all of them. I don't want to bury them higher than they sprouted at. The sweet potatoes are planted and the zinnias are planted, and now I'm going to harvest some stuff and see what I can make for dinner. A slug was visiting. has aphids on it. Look at the aphids. The garden this year has tons of aphids. I need to treat it with, I'm gonna spray with some BT, but when the bees are not up and all the pollinators. This has been such a weird weather. We had a heat wave right after these radishes sprouted, and so some of them kind of became bitter. And also, I mentioned before, the compost that we got, I'm not a big fan of. It's very sandy and it doesn't hold on to moisture well, and so things dry out so quickly even right after I dry them. I water them, and it just did not add the nutrients that these plants need. I might leave some to go to seed, maybe. But I am going to plant more anyways, so I think I'm gonna plant beans in this space over here. Alright, the rest I'm just gonna leave to mature a little more. I am going to try to make some fermented radishes. I pickled radishes before, but I didn't like them. I do like pickled turnips, but not pickled radishes, so I want to give fermented radishes a try. So this is my harvest bowl. I can't show you without tipping it, but I'm gonna go inside right now and make dinner. I gotta clean up also, and there we go. Alright, so I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!